What's going on, everyone? It's Jacklyn here from NothingButTech. I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is about the Google PixelBook Go. I literally cannot wait to film this video. I featured this in a video last week called my favorite tech of the year, and a lot of people wanted to know more and wanted a full review. So I'm doing it. There's a storm brewing, so I apologize if you hear any thunder, but I could not wait to review this. I want to tell you my thoughts. It made my favorite tech of the year list, but that does not mean that it does not have its shortcomings, and it's definitely a very polarizing product because I really enjoy it, but it's not a product that I recommend to a lot of people. Okay, so that's mainly because of Chrome OS, its operating system, which is kind of a core part of any laptop. But I'm gonna not talk about Chrome OS until the end of this video because I feel like you know going in what Chrome OS gives you. It's really good at certain things like web-based applications, but then it has major shortcomings in practical use for desktop applications. And I think you know that because if you're considering a Chromebook, you're into Chrome OS probably. But maybe you're just watching this because you want to see, you're testing out the waters, let's say. So I am going to talk about Chrome OS in a bigger sense and what it means for this laptop towards the latter part of this video. But for now, let's talk about the Google PixelBook Go. If we're not going to start out by talking about the software, then the main thing we're going to start out talking about is the hardware. And the hardware of the Google PixelBook Go is great. Now, it looks kind of cheap on camera, which is kind of weird, but in person it does not, and it feels really premium with really nice rounded corners, which kind of make it feel like a playful device. But it's very thin, it's very light, and the bottom has an interesting design that I haven't seen on any other laptop that I've tested, and it's like a ribbed bottom, so it adds some nice texture. It's easier to take out of a bag because of it, and it also is going to grip onto surfaces a little bit better because of the ribbing. It's all black in this color, but I think it also comes in a pink color, which would be my personal preference. This coating does tend to pick up a lot of fingerprints and stuff, which is kind of a bummer, but they're easy to kind of just wipe off. And otherwise, it's a pretty simple build. It just has a Google logo in the top corner, and that's it. You're not gonna get a ton of ports on this, but you do get the newest ports. You get 2 USB Type-C ports, and you have 1 older port, which is a headphone jack. I'm glad it's here. In terms of other build things that you're going to know, another huge component of a laptop is the keyboard and the trackpad. And I'm happy to report that the keyboard is pretty excellent. So it's clicky, it has a nice travel distance, and it's pretty quiet. Almost a little too quiet for my preference. I'm sure the people around me love the fact that I'm not making a ton of noise when I type, but I'm the type of person that really likes that audible feedback when I'm typing. So I would like a little bit more noise with it, but that's a minor complaint. I've loved typing on this, and I can type for hours on it without fatigue. The keys are nicely spaced out, and they are reliable, and you can't always say that about laptop keyboards. I can say it about these. And then in terms of the trackpad, it's pretty good. It's not as good as Mac trackpads. I feel like Apple just does trackpads the best out of all companies. So when you go from a Mac to another laptop, it just feels a little off. This one in particular, the scrolling feels a little bit choppy, and I just feel removed from the motions that I'm doing, if that makes sense. It's one of the best attempts that I've seen that comes closest to being a Mac trackpad, but I would have loved if it just felt a little bit more fluid and part of what I'm doing. When I'm using a Mac trackpad, it does what I'm expecting it to. I feel I don't always get that on the PixelBook Go's trackpad. If I was editing a lot on this device, which I'm obviously not, then it would kind of get irritating and annoying, but just for web browsing use, the trackpad is fine. Would have loved it to be a little bit bigger and a little more reliable, but it's fine. The speakers are more than fine though. They're kind of epic. They're loud, they're clear, and they're just really enjoyable to listen to. They get my high praise. They're not as crisp as some other laptops that I've used, but they kind of compensate in the fact that they can get pretty loud. And a form factor like this, it's really impressive. The screen also kind of complements that media experience. So I have the mid-tier model here, so my screen is only full HD. They do have the option to upgrade to a high resolution screen, but then the price starts to creep into why are you spending that much on a Chromebook price? That said, if you are really into pixels, this screen will be fine, but it's not going to amaze you. If I'm not thinking about the fact that it's lower resolution, I kind of don't notice it. It's fine from a normal viewing distance away. It does get decently bright, but in outdoor environments, I would have loved a little bit more brightness. That said, it's a really good display for a media experience and for writing documents and stuff. High resolution would have been nicer, but full HD is fine, especially on this screen size. And I think the fact that it's not a high resolution really contributes to the excellent battery life. So Google advertises about 12 hours of battery life. That's an over advertisement, like most companies do with battery life. I'm getting closer to 8, definitely a full day's use though, which is really impressive because I use a MacBook Pro as my main laptop, and it's a 15-inch, and the battery life is just not amazing. So getting getting a full day's use without having to think about charging is music to my ears. It's awesome. And then the actual charging is really fast. So in about 20 minutes, you can get like hours of use, and it's USB Type-C. So all good things on that front. Battery life is definitely one of the pros of this computer. If you're a student considering this, it will get you through your classes, which is so important. Like, a lot of students use Mac computers and they're great, but the battery life is just something that constantly like will give you anxiety. Like if your computer's at 5% and you're trying to copy down lecture notes or in a meeting or something, it's nice to not have to worry about that, and the Google PixelBook Go gives you that ease. Okay, so I've criticized the product a little bit in this review, but mostly I've like raved about it up until this point. But I started out this video saying that this product is kind of polarizing. So what's the deal? Well, the deal is it really comes down to value and software. Those are like two of the key components in making this a questionable purchase and a questionable recommendation. Okay, so it runs Chrome OS, but Chrome OS has gotten a lot more functional in the past couple of years. It has better speed, clean icons, and nicer animations as well, alongside more support for a lot of Android apps, but it's still a lot less powerful and a lot more limited than like Windows or Mac OS. For someone that uses a lot of like heavy desktop applications, that means that the PixelBook Go is out for being like my one and only computer. I can never just buy this and only use this. But that's professional Jacklyn. What about like student Jacklyn? For student Jacklyn, I really need like 3 things from a laptop in order to use it for school purposes. I need it to run Google applications like Google Docs, Google Drive. I need it to be able to play Spotify, and I need the battery life to be really good. The PixelBook Go checks all those boxes. So those are things that I kind of like would need from a laptop for student use. But I'm also professional Jacklyn while I'm a student, so I like to be able to use a computer that can like kind of do both. Like if I need to make a quick edit to a thumbnail, I want to be able to do that on my laptop. And because of that, Chrome OS is kind of a limiting factor to me. That said, I think for students, Chrome OS is kind of a great thing, but that's often because its price point is low, because you can get like a really good Chrome computer sometimes for like $250, $300. And that makes it kind of enticing, because once you get up into the price range that the PixelBook Go is at, you can get a more capable computer. But maybe you just want Chrome OS. There are definitely people out there that just want Chrome OS. And then this computer is the one. It's not the best value because there are other Chromebooks that are like 2-in-1s, or they have LTE support, 2 things that the PixelBook Go does not have. But what a lot of those computers can't say that this computer can say is, hey, I was made with the sole purpose of using Chrome OS. A lot of the other laptops are made like they're Windows laptops and then they just flash Chrome OS on them. This was made with the intention of being a Chromebook. And it was also made very intentionally to be a premium product. So the build quality is premium, the speakers are premium, the keyboard is premium, the trackpad is premium. Like, this is the best Chromebook on the market. It's not the most versatile Chromebook on the market. It's not the cheapest Chromebook on the market. But if I were to buy a Chromebook, this would be the one that I would get. That's it for this video though. Before I close it out, I just want to make a clear note that the PixelBook Go was a review unit, but not a sponsored video. There's a hashtag that Google wants people to use to disclose this review unit, which is like something like gift for Google or something, and I think that it's causing a little bit of confusion. So I just want to note that Google did not see this video before it was posted, nor did they influence any of the opinions in the video, and they did not give any like monetary compensation. It's a typical review unit, but I want to clear that up. Okay. That's it for this video though. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Maybe share it with someone if they're interested in Chrome OS or the PixelBook Go. Subscribe right here. Check out another video right here. There's a ton of content coming, so be sure to subscribe. And turn on the bell, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.